What's up guys, welcome to the other Refinement. In today's video I'm going to go over a really common question, which is what is the minimum effort I have to do to make a reselling business work. So I'm going to go over the minimum standards, so what you can do, and also sort of the maximum you can do as one person, because I also get that question a lot, like what's the most I could do, what's the minimum I can do. So I presented both of them for you. So you're going to have to pick how many listings you want to do a day. One a day would give you $10 a day profit. 10 a day would give you $100 a day profit. 100 a day would give you $1,000 a day profit. If you're like my partner in the Facebook group, his goal is $250 a day. He wants to make a minimum $1 million a year reselling. So that would be your goal. So pick however many you want. Once you pick your goal, the structure is going to be sort of the same. So I'm going to go over that right now. So the first thing is, you want to plan for 2 days off a week, because there's a lot of life stuff that gets in the way when you're building a resale business. And for me personally, the amount of stuff that I do outside of work is more than work. So I need at least 2 days off a week in order to do that. That equates to 104 days off. That's a lot of time off. I think it's like 14 weeks of time when you're not working through the entire week. So in order to do that, you have to do 7 days of work every 5 days. So with e-commerce, your store is open 24/7. It's open nonstop. So you're getting 7 days worth of income. But if you want that to continue, you have to do 7 days of work in 5 days. So whatever your goal is, divide that into 5 instead of 7, so that you can make sure that you take 2 days off a week minimum. And of course, you could work every single day if you want, but I just consider that extra credit. So you need a 2-week draft bank for a lot of reasons. There may be something unexpected that comes up, like a family death, maybe somebody gets sick, maybe you get sick, maybe you want to go on a vacation. So if you are 2 weeks ahead, you'll be able to take some time off and still get paid. So I'm going to go over exactly how that works in this next section, which is the minimum amount of listings listed every day. Now I'm going to set that at 1. Now a lot of people ask, why do I have to list every day when I could just list all on one day? Or maybe I'll do all my listings and take 29 days off per month. This is the reason. So eBay gives you a certain amount of traffic every day. So if you list the same number of items every day, your traffic will remain similar every single day. Compare 1 listing a day with 2 one day, then 0 the next day, 2 the next day, 0 the next day. eBay is going to be wondering what you're doing, and the traffic is going to be variable, and you don't want that, because you don't want your sales to look like that. For me, my sales are about the same every single day. On a bad day and a good day, the sales are almost exactly the same, because I'm listing the same number of items a day. I have a very predictable income. So unless you like making a different amount every day, I recommend scheduling your listings ahead. Right now with the new eBay drafting tool, it's looking like they only allow 250 drafts, but you can schedule, I believe, 3 weeks ahead, 21 days into the future. So you could have a 3-week draft bank if you want to schedule everything ahead and then not have to worry about it. So what you would do with scheduling is you would just list on the last day after your oldest or the future listing. So essentially, if you have listings for tomorrow, you start working on the listings 2 days from now. Then after that's done, you will start working on the listings 3 days from now until you're 3 weeks ahead. So minimum 1 new listing a day. If you're more aggressive, you just add whatever number here for you. So maybe it's 10 listings a day, maybe it's 20 listings a day. You pick your number, but the minimum standard is 1 per day to get your store going. So that's super important. Number 3 is, you have to ship in 1 day or less. I don't care what size you are. When I was first starting on eBay, I only had a limit of 10 items I could list. So when an item sold, I shipped like same hour. I was like waiting, because in the beginning, they have payment holds and they have listing holds. So you can't even list that much and you have to wait for your money. So I want that money back as soon as possible. I want to let eBay know I'm super serious. So I was shipping literally immediately. I had my phone notifications on, sale came in, print label, immediately ship the item, because you want to tell people, especially eBay, that you're playing ball. You want to get stuff out in the mail. This is really going to help you boost your sales in the beginning, because most people take like a week to ship. So knock it out of the park with this one. It's super easy. It's just effort. Next, I'm actually going to go to number 5 real quick, which is a date-based inventory system. This is just organizing your items numerically, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am going to be starting a new challenge on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist, because a lot of people are talking about not having enough capital. They want to quit their jobs now. They don't want a part-time job. They want to go straight in the reselling. So if that's the case, that's why this one is really important. Buying new items with profit only. So what that means is, when you're starting at home and you sell stuff around your house, all the money that you get after fees is profit. If you only buy from profit, you'll never get into trouble because that's money you didn't even have before. I call it house money. So if you sell stuff around the house and get $100, flip it into $200 and only buy $200 worth of stuff because that's your full budget, you'll never get in trouble, and you never have to ask me this question again, which is, how fast can I grow? Essentially, you can grow as fast as you want as long as you're using only the profits from your sales, because then you're not taking money out of your pocket and getting into trouble. So you're waiting only to work with house money. Once eBay is giving you profit, you're using only that to grow. And you have to make sure, no matter how much profit you're making, I never recommend more than a 2-week queue of items to list. So if you're listing 1 item a day, don't have more than 14 items available in your queue. And the difference between queue and death pile is a queue is items that are ready to list next. A death pile is just a pile of items that you don't have a definite time on when you're going to list it. So if you're asking yourself, do I have a profit pile or do I have a death pile? The difference is whether or not it's in the queue. Like if you want to list the oldest stuff first, so you want to be like, okay, this stuff over here tomorrow, this stuff over here 2 days from now, this stuff from here a week from now, all the way up to 2 weeks from now would be the maximum amount. Now here's the thing, let's say that you've accidentally bought too much stuff, or you have a death house at this point because you love shopping but you don't like listing. If that's the case, no problem. The key here is to list and sell more than you buy. So you have to actually reduce the amount of items you have by selling more than you purchase. So in that scenario, you don't have to stop buying. But let's say you sell 2 items, that means you can only buy 1. That way that your total amount of items is actually shrinking. And again, guys, all this stuff has to happen no matter what distractions happen during the day. You're gonna get interrupted. I get interrupted constantly. But what happens is you just bring yourself back on task as soon as possible. Your family, your employees, eBay, your hospital, whatever, everyone's going to interrupt you throughout your day, so you just have to adjust as you go. And just remember, this is the minimum standards for reselling. Let's keep it pretty straightforward. There's really only 5 things you need to worry about. Make sure you list every day at least 1 item. Make sure you plan ahead. If you work 7 days a week, you're doing it wrong. You should never work more than 4 hours a day on the photos, shipping, and listing, and 4 hours a day sourcing. If you're spending more time than that, you're doing a super duper disservice to yourself. And a lot of people end up working all day, every day, because they have nothing to look forward to. So I'm telling you, there's more to life than just eBay. And if you plan ahead and you're like, I have to have a draft bank, I have to be ahead, I want to take vacation, I want to spend time with my friends and family, I want extra money in case there's an emergency, then you have to put all these things in place. And don't just take one thing, because every single one of these things will work on its own, but you won't be able to sustain it unless you have all of these things. When you have all your systems in place, it's like you just created an ATM. It makes money over and over and over again. But if any one of these things doesn't come through, if you stop listing or you stop shipping and you stop buying, you're going to be in big trouble, because the whole thing will come to a halt. And what I see here is people will aggressively list 30 one day and then 0 for 5 days straight. So eBay is not pumping new traffic into your store for 5 days, and you're screwed. That's why the solution to fixing your store is just doing these 5 things for a week straight. If you list quality items into your store for 7 straight days and you ship everything in 1 day or less, your store will turn right back on. So if you guys need more help with this, please join my Patreon at patreon.com/theresellers podcast. We have 10 coaches in there that are experts to help you with whatever category you sell in. It's all the same. All the platforms are the same. You want to make sure that you pump inventory into your system and make sure that you fulfill it every single day. It's really, really important, guys. And again, appreciate you guys. Until next time, make progress daily.